Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're tuning in because, man, we are unpacking a truly powerful story today. We're looking at a fable, a classic moral tale, that hits on a struggle I'd say almost all of us face at some point. We're going to explore the agonizing lengths one bird went to just to change his appearance, all to fit in. As you'll see, this simple story about a forest creature translates directly into the complex emotional battles we fight every single day. So, think about this. Have you ever let someone else's cruel words make you completely question your own worth? It's a heavy question, right? Keep that right in the back of your mind as I introduce our protagonist. Picture this, vibrant, incredibly diverse forest, just packed with all kinds of colorful animals. And smack in the middle of it lives a crow. But he's not just any crow. He is literally the only black crow in the entire forest. He stands out. He's different. And, as we often see, being different usually draws some unwanted attention. Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the burden of cruel words. Everything in this crow's life flips upside down during a bitter, totally unnecessary argument with a young rabbit in the forest. The rabbit decides to make it deeply personal, aiming for the one thing the crow obviously couldn't change, his appearance. He tells him, "You are a black ghost. You shouldn't be allowed to live here." And what's really heartbreaking here is how the crow processes this. He doesn't puff up his chest and fight back. Actually, scratch that. It's worse. He internalizes it. He just goes silent, thinking to himself, "Wait, am I really that ugly? Am I a monster?" The weight of those words just crushes his spirit. Convinced that his natural identity makes him completely unworthy of his home, he does what so many of us do when we feel rejected. He flees. He just leaves the forest in deep despair. Which brings us to Section 2, the fox's deceptive friendship. So now the crow is lost, he's terrified, and he's super vulnerable in this totally unfamiliar forest. He desperately needs a lifeline, right? So he strikes up a conversation with a seemingly friendly fox. Now, look at the contrast here. The crow just wants genuine friendship and a happy life. The fox? Yeah, totally different motive. He doesn't care about the crow at all. He basically just sees a flying tool to hunt and steal food for him. When the crow finally realizes that this whole friendship is just a manipulative, selfish trap, his heart just breaks all over again. He hasn't found a friend, he's just found someone else who only values him for what he can be used for. Feeling completely unlovable at this point, the crow takes to the sky again, and he flies for 2 whole days and 2 nights. I mean, just think about the sheer physical and emotional exhaustion of that. He finally collapses near a tree, only to be rudely dismissed by another bird nesting up there. This bird takes one look at him, assumes the crow is just a homeless beggar trying to steal food, and literally barks at him to go eat from a nearby fruit tree and just leave them alone. Rejected once again, the crow's trauma deepens even further.
Moving on to Section 3, chasing the swan's feathers.
Exhausted and carrying this incredibly heavy belief that his black feathers are the root of literally all his misery, the crow arrives at a riverbank. And there, he becomes absolutely fixated on a flock of pristine, majestic white swans gliding gracefully in the water. To him, they represent the whole shebang: beauty, acceptance, perfection. Watching them periodically rubbing their feathers in the water, he makes this incredibly tragic, flawed logical leap. He seriously believes the swans are white just because they soak in the river and scrub themselves all day. He genuinely thinks that if he just mimics their behavior, he can literally wash away his natural identity and finally become beautiful. Now, let's look at the agonizing lengths the crow goes to in pursuit of this impossible standard. It takes a horrific toll over time. On day 1, he forces himself into the freezing river, keeping only his beak above water, staying submerged until he is violently shivering. By week 1, this totally unnatural behavior causes him to catch a severe fever. He spends days just sick on a branch. But you know what the truly devastating part is? By day 8, as soon as that fever breaks, his self-hatred is so overwhelmingly strong that he actually blames himself for not scrubbing hard enough, and he returns to the river to try again. This time, the physical toll is catastrophic. He dives underwater, but now he starts forcefully scrubbing his delicate wings against the sharp river stones. He scrubs and scrubs to get the quote-unquote black off, enduring severe, agonizing pain until he is literally bleeding. His desperate pursuit of changing who he is leaves him entirely broken. He collapses on the riverbank, writhing in pain, his wings so damaged that he can't even fly back up to his nest. All right, Section 4, the wise turtle's lesson. Just when it seems like all hope is completely lost, a 100-year-old wise turtle approaches the bleeding crow. This turtle had been quietly watching his self-destructive behavior for days. After listening to the crow confess his desperate desire to be white and pouring out the painful rejection he'd faced, the turtle drops this incredible piece of wisdom. If I left my home every time someone mocked my heavy shell, I'd be wandering aimlessly. I believed in myself, and today I am the happiest. The turtle explains that for a century, 100 years, animals have called him slow, stupid, and mocked his heavy shell. But he never let their baseless words dictate his worth or make him abandon his home. True strength, as the turtle proves right here, comes from within. It does not come from appeasing your critics.
And then, the turtle delivers the final, healing blow to the crow's insecurities. He looks right at the crow and says, "What a beautiful, shiny black color you have." Boom. What an incredible, validating moment. The turtle completely flips the narrative. He compliments the exact specific trait that the crow had been trying to violently destroy. For the very first time in his life, the crow realizes his natural self isn't a curse, it's actually something to be admired.
Finally, Section 5, Embracing Your True Self.
Allowing his physical and emotional wounds to heal alongside the turtle, the crow's mindset completely shifts. He makes a triumphant, confident return to his original forest. He's no longer that scared bird who fled. He is proudly wearing his shiny black feathers. He finally gets that the problem wasn't never him, it was the rabbit's cruelty. So what are the core lessons we can take away from this? First off, ignore baseless criticism. The rabbits in your life will always find something to pick at, for sure. Don't give them that power over you. Second, never endure pain to meet someone else's standards. Trying to scrub away your true self will literally only leave you broken. And finally, true happiness, real happiness, stems from self-acceptance.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. We all face rabbits in the real world. We all get handed harsh words that make us want to change our own feathers. So I have to ask you, next time someone judges your feathers, will you try to wash them away, or will you fly higher? Think deeply about that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep growing, and most importantly, keep being exactly who you are.